After after 2 Sundays, I had gone for a pilgrimage, not four dham, three dhams: Kedarnath, Badrinath, Yamunotri. I think most of you would have gone. I know. One of the sentence which I was keeping in mind while going is that the measure of pilgrimage is not measured in how many miles you travel, what darshan you have, how steep is the route, but what is the inner transformation. So that sentence is very important. And another sentence is, if you can't find God here, how will you find God there in Kedarnath, Badrinath? So these two sentences are very important while we visit temples or take difficult yatras. Hari Om to all. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter wise summary, and we are on the 14th chapter, Guna Traya Vibhaga Yoga. So let us prepare ourselves by sitting straight, head, neck, backbone straight. Let us withdraw our mind completely from whatever has happened in the past. Content and experience is not important. What is important is the learnings, the transformations. Let us withdraw our mind from all future plans, anxieties, worries, present tensions. One of the best way to keep the mind focused in here and now is the breath. Let us take a slow, conscious, deep breath. Most of the time we take 1/4 of the breath as per our capacity. We can take almost 4 times the breath what we normally take. Breath is always in the present moment, always fresh, God-given. Mind acquires the qualities of the breath which is useful in our day-to-day sadhana. Let us chant loudly so that all lingering thoughts vanish. Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बू फलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Hari Om. Thank you, Manisha. Hari Om to all. So, Navratri greetings. I think this is one of the unique festivals what we have where the feminine energy is there on the planet. Ha, Rajshekhar ji? And we have to make use of that very powerful Shivratri, Navratri. These are all very, very powerful festivals. Indian Bharat culture is unique, according to me, where women are not only respected but worshipped. Feminine energy. I don't think any other culture has such long, elaborate celebrations of feminine energy, which is there for 9 days. And as we are doing this 14th chapter, Guna Traya Vibhaga Yoga, it has direct connection with this Navratri. Because in Navratri, one of the significance is three Devis are worshipped. First 3 days, Kali Mata Durga is worshipped and her job, every Devata, Devi has a job. I think we would be thinking that, God's life is very, very interesting. But no, each God has been given job and they are very, very closely monitored by Lord Narayan. If the rain doesn't come, the Lord asks, why you are not giving rain to this place? Then Indra Devata has to, Varun Devata has to answer. So each Devata has a specific job. So Durga Kali is worshipped for first 3 days and her job is to remove, conquer tamas. And what a coincidence that today we are going to take this topic only. The next 3 days, Lakshmi ji is worshipped. Her job is to conquer rajas. And when we conquer tamas, when we conquer rajas, then we are entitled or eligible for sattva. And then we 3 days worship Saraswati ji, who gives us knowledge. And then beyond that, what? after sattva, what? Our goal in life from today must be to increase sattva in life. But then the 10th day, Dasara is celebrated, which is Vishuddhi Sattva. We actually win over all our gunas and then get established in our own self. As I was mentioning, last 2 Sundays we had no class because I was traveling to pilgrimage. As I mentioned, most of you would have traveled to these 4 dhams, but some people would be thinking, no, I have not gone to this dham and all, tirtha, kshetra. In not No need to feel bad, because in Atma Bodh, the last verse of Atma Bodh is very interesting. The most important tirtha in pilgrimage, we go to tirtha, Kedarnath, Badrinath, Yamunotri, Gangotri, then Vaishno Devi, Tirupati, this tirtha, that tirtha, people keep going. In Atma Bodh, it has been mentioned, we have one tirtha with us only, and that we are not looking into. And the last verse of Atmabodh says, Yes, Swatma Tirtham, Bhajate Vinishkriya. So there is one Tirtha we have, that our own Atma is one more Tirtha. But for that, I don't have to do any Kriya. I have to let go all activities, Vinishkriyata. And what will I get? Sa Sarvagata, Sa Sarva Gata Bhajate Amrutatva. So we will get Amrutatva. So some people would be thinking, oh, I'm not able to go. But one Tirtha we have all the time with us, that is Swatma Tirtha. And that is accomplished, and we get Amrutatva on Dasera day. Suppose we overcome the Sattva. So the topic going on is the 14th chapter. And here in the 14th chapter, we are discussing the 3 gunas. What are 3 gunas? What are the impact of 3 gunas, etc. So we will just, summarize as 2 Sundays where, we had no class, what we covered till now. So the name of the chapter is Guna Traya Vibhaga Yoga. After Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, now God wants us to distinguish, separate. Because when there is superimposition, then there is sorrow. So we have to separate things out, and so that we can see clearly. So what are the 3 topics taken here? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So there are 3 gunas. SRT is a short form, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. What is the location of this? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas pervades entire universe. There is nothing in this universe which is not affected or pervaded by these 3 gunas. So it becomes very important. What is the intrinsic nature of each guna? Sattva, purity; Rajas, action; Tamas, inertia. So whenever these gunas are playing their way, we must be able to distinguish. That is what Lord wants us to find out in this 14th chapter. We must be able to introspect and say, okay, right now I think Sattva Guna is predominant in me, because I am feeling pure. I feel like reading. I feel like contemplating. I feel like, doing puja. I feel like, pure. I'm alert. There is awareness, consciousness. So these kind of thoughts will come. When the Rajas is predominant, normally the tendency is to do action. What next? Already the thoughts are going on for breakfast, lunch, next activity, constantly busyness. So that is where the Rajas is predominant. And Tamas is, I don't want to do anything, inertia, dullness, laziness, sleep. So what is the purpose of knowing these two? Because in the Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, in the 13th chapter, we distinguish between Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. What is my real self? Atma. And now gunas. So when we know these two, not only Atma, I must know how my mind functions also. I must not only not know the nature of Atma, I must also know the nature of mind. And What will I get? Param Siddhi. Sarve Param Siddhi Mito Gataha. So I will get Param Siddhi. What is the function of this? This is very important now. What is the function of these gunas? This gunas actually binds the ego to the body, mind, intellect, and the world. So this sentence I need to contemplate. If I do not understand, I must write down what this binding means, what this attachment means. So the Kshetrajna number two, Kshetrajna number one is all pervading, beginningless, endless, Brahman, Atma. It cannot be bound. So who gets bound? I. What I call as I. I get bound to my own body. I get bound to my own mind and I say I'm sad and happy. I get bound to my own body and say that I'm old, young, etc., etc. I get bound to my own intellect and say I understand, I don't understand. And then I get bound to my family, my job, my business. So the job of binding, the Fevicol, here is the gunas. So it is very important that how it binds. So there are different traps, what we saw. Sattva is the most subtle. We are going to see later on also how to overcome this and what are these traps. Sattva trap is the most difficult to understand because sattva, actually when the sattva is predominant, sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaga. So when sattva is predominant, actually I am feeling peaceful, happy, I want to have more knowledge. But I am not realizing that this can also become a trap because the moment I eat samosa and then so that samosa is giving me happiness, that has already become a trap because then I again want to eat samosa. Then when I go to hotel, when I don't get that kind of samosa, actually think very, very deeply, subtly that how this sattva trap binds us. Knowledge also is a big binder. Whole life I am them studying this scripture, that scripture, discussing this, that. And then Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya has to come and say, Dukrun Karne, how many years you're going to waste studying, now meditate, Nididhyasanam, do manan, meditate, and then realize. What is the dial when this sattva is operating? Right inquiry, knowing, thinking, cause finding, analysis, understanding, comprehending. This is where the sattva predominant. When it is there, these all kind of thoughts will come in our mind. What is a rajas trap? Action orientation. I am karta, I am bhokta. I have to do certain thing, I have to enjoy them. I have to do certain activities and I have to see this, do this, experience this, more and more experiences I want. So that is the rajas trap. Tanni badnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. So this binds with karma. Constantly interested in action, experience, action, karta, bhokta. I am doing this, I am not doing this. What are the dials where we can see constantly I want something? Then that want will lead to some activity. Then that will be selfish, even though that we are going to see in Sattva Trap Guruji, some small clip we are going to see, some small PPT where Guruji has given some tips because Sattva Trap is very subtle. Is that sometimes when we do social service also, how this selfishness creeps in, we are not even aware. And then leads to agitation, constant restlessness, constant mood change, and then craving for more and more. Tamas trap, focus on sense pleasure, heedlessness, inattentive to higher calls. Pramad alasya nidra, 3, which we are going to see now, how to overcome tamas, how to overcome rajas, how to overcome sattva. What are the dials? What we saw? Dullness, confusion. I don't know what to do in this situation. Situation keeps coming, people keep coming, objects keep coming. I am not able to distinguish, discriminate what to do. Where my happiness lies. Simple question I have to ask. What will make me happy? What do I want which will make me happy for a long time? In that happiness, other people also will get happiness. No analysis, just going, no, I just do what I feel. And then I land into trouble because after the feeling subside, then the intelligence comes and I say, why did I do this? Faulty conclusions. So confusion, faulty conclusion, no analysis, inactivity is a dial of tamas. So I must be able to distinguish by then from morning to evening, honestly speaking, sitting quietly in the evening before I go to sleep, that whole day, what was my predominant guna? Was it sattva? Was it rajas? Was it tamas? I don't have to tell anybody, but I must be able to analyze. Only when I'm able to analyze and accept, acceptance is surrender. Another word for surrender is acceptance, what is. I'm not saying it is wrong, right, good, bad. This is how it is there. Right now, I think majority of the time I'm in tamas. Majority of the time I'm in rajas. Majority of the time I'm in sattva. So how to go from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva, and from sattva to vishuddhi sattva. That is very important. Now, the next topic, what we took earlier in this chapter was what about my next birth? How the next birth happens. First of all, I do not know how this birth happened. This birth happened because of certain desires and certain predominant vasanas. And that's the reason we choose our parents, we choose our situation, we choose our relatives, we choose the place. And then we wonder, oh, this is what, but this was not, I didn't choose, but that was my predominant vasana. Everybody wants happiness, but their happiness situation, object, person differs. As we say, humorously, that some people get happiness by giving other people happiness. Some people get happiness by making other people unhappy. I am happy when other people get bored with me. Other people get irritated with me, then I get happy. So there are different kinds of happiness. But where will my next birth? How this birth, that also question to come takes lot of yonis to go through to check, why this birth? How did I take birth in this family as a man, as a woman, etc., etc. In this set of people where the values are this. So very, very important. Many times in this Bhagavad Gita, we are learning values. Now we have to use this particular tool. So when our sattva is predominant, a person is born in noble sattvic families where the general values in the family around are love, sacrifice, truthfulness, contemplation, puja, studies of scriptures, etc., etc. And then we wonder, oh, that person is so lucky. That person was born in that family where generally the family itself is having these values and that particular lifestyle. When Rajas is predominant, then the person is born into a family where ambition, power, fame, money, achievement, all these things are predominant. And then the person enjoys that. And we wonder, okay, that person is continuously earning so much, going to next level, so many companies, so many factories, so much of fame, so much of power, because that is a value the person holds. And then the person has taken the birth in that particular surrounding. Tamas, Bhoga Yoni. No Vivek, no self-awareness, no choice, born in the lower world. Lower world in the sense where sense pleasure is the main important seeking. I am seeking comfort. I am seeking pleasure. That's all. The means are not important. Even if that particular sense pleasure and comfort is destroying my health, I'm okay. But I want that sense pleasure and that comfort, because without that I cannot live, because that is my predominant value, predominant guna, which I have been thinking about for whole life. So these three, Bhagwan says, will determine where will be my next birth. Some people say, no, this birth to chala gaya. No, next birth I have to be careful, because now I have a choice. Every moment I have a choice. Every moment. Every moment I can shift from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva. Why sattva? Because sattva is predominantly happiness and peace and knowledge, which all we want. I want some peace of mind. I want some happiness. I want greater knowledge. So I have to develop sattva. So what is the conclusion? Every moment now I have to conquer tamas. and then I will shift to Rajas. Very importantly, Tamas is conquered by Rajas, not by Sattva. And then Rajas is conquered by Sattva, and then Vishuddhi Sattva I will shift into. How? That is the next topic. This is a topic what we covered till now. So conquer Tamas. What is Tamas? Dial, Pramad, Alasya, Nidra. We saw earlier. Three things are given. So we'll take. Now, first, very interesting topic is sleep. Sleep is the most interesting topic. Even in advanced Vedanta, when we go to advanced Vedanta, people are not interested in Jagrut Avastha or Swapna Avastha, kindergarten. Most in depth, very difficult to understand Avastha is Sushupti Avastha. But right now, we are not discussing the advanced level of Sushupti Avastha, that what happens in sleep. We are discussing there are different kinds of sleep. And these are all discussions happen, then we can introspect very easily that what kind of person I am, what is the predominant value, what is the predominant guna, what I am carrying, and then I can change it. So there are different kinds of sleep also. So it is very interesting to analyze, what are the different kinds of sleep. Sattvic sleep. Sattvic sleep is basically one normal sleep is required every day in 24 hours. Even though we don't eat food, even though we don't have water for some time, it's okay. Air and sleep are very important. One of the greatest torture we can do to another person is not allowing the other person to sleep. After some time, there will be brain hemorrhage. If the brain and the body and the mind doesn't go to sleep. But we must know how to sleep. That is very important. Sleep, we must prepare well. And from today, after listening to this, we must have sattvic sleep. We must desire for sattvic sleep. What is sattvic sleep? Deep, restful sleep. The person gets up fresh like a small child. When the child gets up, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, from deep sleep, don't require any brushing, no tea, no coffee, full of energy, immediately action starts, full fresh. But our life starts after 1 hour, 2 hour, when 2 cups of coffee goes and bathing goes, otherwise, and eyes are like that. That means I think, tamasic sleep. And the person gets up with no regrets of the past, no guilt. What work I can do, noble work I can do, because now one more day I have got. The person gets up with gratefulness. Oh, one more day I am alive. That itself is a biggest boon what I have got, that I am alive. I can see, I can hear. This kind of thoughts predominantly come in the mind where I start thinking of 4 Mahavakyas. I start thinking of who am I. I want to contemplate in the morning. I want to read some scriptures in the morning. Morning, I want to get up early and meditate. So these are the qualities of a restful sattvic sleep. Rajasic sleep, no depth, restlessness, turning right, left, getting up 5-7 times, before sleeping anxiety, whether I will get sleep, that is an anxiety, shallow sleep. After getting up, what are the symptoms shown by this person? Irritated for at least 1 to 2 hours. Don't talk to me right now. Right now, I've just got up. Where is my tea? I want the tea in my own cup, in the same taste as I want. Otherwise, my day goes for a toss. The first thought is of tea. Very difficult to get up because the sleep is restless, irritated for like at least 1 to 2 hours. Then the mind settles in. Morning starts with anxiety of this work, that work, that work. Morning after getting up, I don't think about my own Swarup. My Swarup is Satchidananda Swarup. What was the first thought when I woke up? About God, about some chanting, about meditation, about Swadhyaya. No, no, no. This work, that work, that work, this target, this project. And then I get overwhelmed with so much of activity because the mind is Rajasic. Throughout the day, the sleep also will be Rajasic. Tamasic sleep. This is very interesting. After getting up, the person says, what is the time? Heaviness after getting up. Long duration of sleep. Still the person after getting up, Never says, this person has got a long sleep, but never says, I had a good sleep. So one of the practice what I must develop is that after getting up from the sleep, I must say, oh, what a beautiful, restful, satisfactory sleep I had. Because the moment I say that, it will become a habit. So this person sleeps for a long time, but there is heaviness, don't want to do any activity. It takes long time to come into the rhythm. Again, have to do so many things, thinks of so many things, again closes eyes, again goes to the sofa, lies there. Some people get up from the bed, then go to the sofa, and then lie down for some time, then go to the chair, then lie down for some time, and then one tea, two tea, and then what is to be done, and then the tamasic sleeper wakes up. So, what is the way to conquer? Conquer sleep by proper food, very importantly. Suppose my sleep is rajasic, then I must not eat spicy food at night. Suppose my sleep is tamasic, then I must not eat sweets and heavy food in the night, which takes long time to digest, because the food is so heavy. The entire energy goes into the digestion, and my sleep duration is longer. If I have not done exercise during the day, if I have not properly having a discipline during the day, then the sleep will be rajasic or tamasic. The general norm is that suppose I've eaten food and slept within half an hour, 1 hour, then that sleep will be tamasic or rajasic. Minimal 3 hours gap must be there between sleep and food. And the food must be in such a condition that it must get digested in 3 hours. So people eat khichdi at night, or people, those who are spiritually inclined, they follow. Other people, not necessary. This question is a very, very important thing about food. This is only suggested for people who want to meditate, who want to realize, who want to go from sattva to vishuddha sattva. Not all. Otherwise, if my goal is to be a bodybuilder and lift 100 kilos, I must eat chicken, mutton, uh, eggs, proper protein, and then do it, because that is my goal. So very important. All these things are mentioned for people who want to meditate, who want to make their mind and intellect subtle, sharp, so that that ignorance is caught, and I am able to think about Brahman more and more, Atma more and more. Otherwise, gross things will be thought more. Subtle things I will not be able to catch, I will not be able to contemplate, I will not be able to concentrate on subtle things for long time. Mind will go to activity, mind will go to sleep, mind will go to pleasure. So, those who want to make their mind and intellect subtle, sharp, these two are very important, alert, and keep that mind and intellect focused on Atma, Brahman, God for long time. Long time. That is what meditation is all about. For them, this is recommended. If I am a football player, if I am a cricket player, then it is not recommended. Then you have to eat proper food, what is good for your body, because you have to bowl, 150 kilometers per hour bowling, you have to do 10 overs, then you require certain things. But spiritual aspirants, normally, suppose we see in most of the ashram, their dinner food will be lighter. In Vipassana, there is no dinner only. In most ashram, the dinner is lighter. Because Gurudev says that if I want to get up at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning in Brahma Muhurta, I must be able to eat at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, sleep at 9 o'clock. One person went to Guruji and said, Guruji, I cannot get up early in the morning. Guruji didn't give any advice. He only asked one question. What time you sleep? No, I sleep at 11:30, 12. Sometimes it becomes 12:30 also. If you are sleeping at 11:30, 12, how will I be able to get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock? The answer was there itself. So conquer sleep by proper food, proper exercise, proper discipline, proper timing. And that's the reason a person who is a spiritual aspirant, he takes care of his body, one's own body, because God has given this body. I must return this body in proper health. I got this body in proper health when I was born. Disease is my problem. I got this mind which is innocent and present in the present moment and cheerful from God. I make it sad, angry, restless. I got intellect which is very sharp, subtle, viveka buddhi, but I make it dull. So then I have got this in rent from God. I must return in that state only. And for that, spiritual aspirant never compromises with health of the body, cheerfulness of the mind, clarity of the intellect. The second is pramad, alasya, nidra, laziness. Conquer laziness by promptness, doing it now. One of the greatest loss of energy is postponing things, delaying. No, no, I will do tomorrow. I will do later on. Any good thing, any noble thought, do it right now. Any bad thought, anything which is not so noble, delay it. But one of the greatest loss of energy is postponing habit. Long time back, I had read one interview of Niranjan Hiranandani, Hiranandani Pawai. He was a young chap where he built this Pawai. One of the article had come in Sunday Times, which I had a cutting. And there, that interviewer had asked, what is your secret of success? And that's a very interesting question to ask people. We normally tell our own stories and our own life, and this happened and that happened in our own life. We must be developing at least some habit of asking some questions to other people. No, no, I know everything. So when this interviewer asked this, what is your secret of success? He told one of the secret is that I sleep. When I go to sleep, I am complete. So then the interviewer asked, what do you mean? And he explained that whatever work I can do today, I complete it, whatever. And then I go to sleep. I never do keep anything pending for tomorrow, which I can do today. Certain things I have to do tomorrow. Like suppose I want to make idli. Now, idli I can make tomorrow, but I have to put that atta. Nowadays we get ready-made, but suppose we take the process, it's a 2-day process or 1-day process. So whatever I can do today, I do. I do not keep things pending at all. One of the secrets of conquering laziness. Laziness actually exhibits itself in postponing things. When you want to do good things, do promptly. When you feel like doing bad things, postpone. Conquer dullness, pramad, alasya, nidra. Conquer dullness by practice of alertness. This is where I can practice mindfulness, do everything with alert mind. Our Swami Advayananji, when he was young and went to Gurudev and Gurudev, can you give me any advice, any sadhana? Gurudev told, keep your mind where your hands are. That is one sadhana given to Swami Advayananji. And he tells that it is the most difficult sadhana to practice. It sounds very easy, but our hands are somewhere. Right now, we are listening to this session, but my hands are looking in the WhatsApp, mobile phone, this, that, 100 things are going on at the back of the mind. So, where my eyes are, hands in the sense where my senses are, if the mind is there, that is the definition of being mindful. Today, there are, mindfulness, meditations are there. So there are practices. When I'm walking, I must actually feel the earth on the feet. Suppose I'm sitting, I can practice mindfulness. What is the temperature coming on my skin? What I am seeing? What is the color? What is the smell I am getting exactly? Where the breath is touching inside my nostril? Where the breath is touching on my upper lips? When the exhalation happens, this is where the mind starts becoming subtler and mindfulness enhances. Otherwise, many times we talk to people, but we know the person is not with you because the person is already, thinking of something else only. So these are the pointers given by the Lord to conquer tamas by rajas. How to conquer rajas? Rajas is karma sanghena badnati. So constant need for action. Action is must. So when we perform actions prompted by ego, selfish desire, passion, greed, jealousy, we get bound. So we must be able to identify that which actions are going to liberate me, which actions are going to, create that bondage. If this we are not able to have distinction, then this will be difficult. Otherwise, there's one very popular saying, no, 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 being busy. No, I'm doing karma yoga. What karma yoga I'm doing? No, no, I'm doing this duty, then I'm cooking, then I'm taking bath, then I'm doing this project, then I'm working on this. But if it is prompted, so karma yoga is not action yoga, it is attitude yoga. Suppose the attitude is egoistic, the attitude is selfish. Suppose I get so irritated while doing noble service also, I'm doing working for Chinmay Mission, I'm working for some social organization. But then my expectations are so much from other people that I get irritated by people. I get, jealous of people. I suddenly feel low when somebody doesn't appreciate. Actually speaking, I'm working with lot of ego and selfish desire. So karma done with self-centeredness binds. So under the name of karma yoga, we must be very subtly introspecting that what karma yoga means. Keep acting, don't give up karma itself, let there be no attachment. Conquer rajas by sattva. How to conquer rajas? Don't give up actions, just alter the motives. What are the motives? What we have seen? I am doing all this work I am doing for God. All work God only is doing, not me. So I am not so bothered about what other people are going to say. If things are happening, I'm happy. If things are not happening, I'm happy. I'm actually working, but my entire attention, actually, I'm only working, but nobody is working. This is one kind of botheration for most spiritual aspirants, those who work for social surveys or, for NGOs, for, any noble cause. I am only working, nobody is working. So once, one lady was there, story. So she went to Gurudev that I want to do some work for, noble cause Chinmay Mission. So Gurudev told, okay, go there and do some work. There are a lot of work there in that project, in that center. So after 6 months, again Gurudev came to that particular center where he met the same lady. So he asked, so are you working? Yeah, I work for 1 month, Gurudev, but I gave up that work. Why? No, Gurudev, I used to go 1 hour travel from here to there and work in that center, work for that noble cause. But nobody was offering one cup of tea also to me. Nobody said thank you to me. So Gurudev blasted, are you working for one thank you or one tea? That I can give it to you here also. So under this is where now we are coming to very subtle topic called as sattva trap. Many people do lot of services and their ego actually is increasing. I must actually check whether I'm becoming more and more peaceful with this noble work I'm doing. Action must rise from knowledge, compassion, devotion. So I must ask whether this action which is coming, is it coming from love? Is it coming from my knowledge of scriptures? Is it coming from compassion? Is it coming from devotion? If it is not coming from all these things, this action is going to bind me. Is this action coming as a blessing? Is this action coming from gratefulness that I am having this opportunity to do this? Otherwise, this action is going to bind me. Karma bandha vidayine. And then I wonder, no, no, but I'm doing my duty, no. But still I'm not happy. Still, why there is so much attachment? Because though I am that doing that duty, there is so much of ego, selfishness, and then jealousy, self-desire, passion in that, and then I'm calling that as a duty. So, as Guruji says, it is very easy to understand God, Brahman, Maya. Most difficult to understand is our karma and our dharma. That is where Bhagavad Gita starts. Arjun also got confused. What is my karma in this situation? Purpose means important, attitude important throughout. What is my attitude throughout? Suppose after doing that work, suppose I have attitude, I can do more. Then that is karma yoga. Karma done with devotion, selflessness liberates. No new vasanas are formed. Narad Bhakti Sutra gives one very interesting tip that divinize kama, krodha, greed, desire, etc. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madamatsara. Narad Bhakti Sutra says, do not try to overcome. Suppose I have a desire, then shift that desire from object, person, situation to God. Suppose I am having krodha towards one person, get angry with God, fight with God. That is very important. If you see, most of the saints had the courage to fight with God. We fight with whom? Our neighbors, And then we also don't fight with our neighbors also. We tell somebody our anger to third person about second person. The lowest kind of expression of anger. Don't give up desire. Just change the desire quality. Have noble desires. Get angry with God, not with people. One has the right to get angry if I have done something for that person. If I have not done anything for my country, I don't have any right to get angry about my country. If I have not done anything about another person to another person, I have no right to get angry about another person. So, you know, about this uh, dropping, I must every day get up and drop. First thing I must drop is judgment. Second thing I must drop is getting angry, getting irritated, getting upset. So many things I can drop. So this is how I will conquer rajas, because these are all rajasic notions. Gunas are important. Remove only the binding effects. So tamas is required to sleep. Rajas is required to do some noble action. Sattva is required to contemplate. So I must just remove the binding effect, the fevicol from it. Now we are coming to Sattva, very important, very subtle. So let us take a deep breath and then listen to this, because this is where I do not know when I get bound. Three types of Sattva are there. Malina Sattva, where Rajas and Tamas is there. Shuddha Sattva, with less Rajas and Tamas. And Vishuddha Sattva, no Rajas and Tamas. They say these avatars are there, Krishna, Rama avatars. Their bodies are made of Vishuddha Sattva. That's the reason, they go from one place to another place in a moment. And we find the stories that Krishna was dancing with, 1,000 gopis together, because their body is not made up of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. It is Vishuddha Sattva. Very important point to note. Do selfless karma for welfare of all, worship of God. Then my Sattva will increase. When I do some good karma, I develop ego about it. I know so much. I am spiritual. I am a good person. Never say I am a good person. Because the moment I say I am a good person, I suppose you say before me, I will say, oh, that means the person before standing before you is not a good person. No, no, no. You are also, oh, that means the world is not good. No, no, no. World. Then how can you say that? No, no. I am very blessed. Some people say, I am very blessed person. But why to say that gratefulness must be there deep within? I am very blessed means indirectly you telling others are not. No, no, I had a very wonderful darshan. That means other didn't had any wonderful darshan. When we go to pilgrimage, this is what we say. No, no, I had a very nice darshan. Okay? Somebody asks us, we can say that I had darshan within. God is within only. But suppose I say this is a deeper thought. I am a spiritual person. I am a better person. I'm a intelligent person. I am very orthodox, pious person. I don't like these materialistic people. God says, what are you talking? All these are my children only. How can you define this person is materialistic, this person is spiritual? No, no, this person doesn't go to temple, doesn't do any puja, doesn't attend any swadhyaya, doesn't attend any Bhagavad Gita, doesn't know anything. That doesn't mean the other person is materialistic. I do so much of japa. I am a great devotee. I am a great jnani. I am a great karma. No, I have a guru. You must have a guru. Those people who don't have a guru are all materialistic. So all these are very subtle, egoistic, which are very difficult to remove. Bondage starts when I become arrogant about these small, small spiritual things. Spiritual bondage is not very easy to remove. We remember our good deeds when we do limited number of good deeds. When we do whole day, we are doing good deeds only, then who will remember? No, I did this good, I did this good. When doing good deeds becomes our nature, then we cannot remember and count that what are the good things I did. So there is a one saying called, do good, be good. But that is not enough, because doing good, being good, because many people have this argument with me, why do you all read this scripture, this puja, japa? I do and do so much of social service, go outside and do, I help underprivileged children, I help these people, that is better. But in that, the danger is that that can increase my arrogance, that can increase my abhiman, that can increase my ego, because I'm putting other people down, that I am greater than you. There was one saint who was giving dana and used to get ashamed also of that dana, Rahim. So Tulsidas asked him कि आपको शर्म भी आती है, आप दान भी देते हो? He told, what to do? क्या करूं? देने वाला तो वो है, लोग भ्रम करते कि मैं दे रहा हूं. And that's the reason I am ashamed while giving, because people should not think that I am the giver. Annadata, that data is him only. So if these thoughts are not developed, then sattva becomes a deeper binding. It becomes our way of being. Fish cannot be proud of its swimming ability. So suppose I am a noble person, spiritual person, doing lot of seva, lot of dana, then I must not keep boasting about it that I am a good person, I am a spiritual person. Otherwise, it will create bondage. Prayer. What should be a sattvic person's prayer? Let good karmas come out of me and let me not be aware of it also. A person who is innocent doesn't know he is innocent. A person who is loving doesn't know that I am loving. A person who is compassionate, it's his nature only. There is no discrimination. So from today, we will drop this discrimination. This is spiritual life. This is personal life. This is material life. This is social life. This discrimination we must stop. My first goal is to become happy and peaceful. And for that, I am doing everything in all these spheres. Otherwise, people have spheres. This Sunday morning is spiritual. Then I become social. Then I become personal. So one story is there, Gandhiji went to, press conference, and it has been written down, and just he was about to give his speech, and before his speech, 2 minutes, people went to him that he was sleeping peacefully, and then he was woken up, and he just woke up and gave the speech because no anxiety for the speech. So this sattva is very, very important. Suppose somebody is speaking truth, there is no pretension, there is no double standard, there is no pride, and this becomes my real nature, then this sattva will not bind me. Before we close, there are certain announcements, very important one. Number one is that on 9th of October, there is as Navratri is going on in Chinmaya Mission, we have a very big temple and ashram in Kharghar. Those who are staying in Ghatkopar, Chembur, we are all going to go there. There are buses arranged. Please give your names and we all can go there and have darshan together on 9th of October. So please give your names. After this session, we will again put the message. For bus, we have to pay, but we all can go there as a picnic and come back. It will be a nice celebration. Also, now Bhagavad Gita, as we are learning, my invitation to you is that if you are listening alone for a long time, you are not invited anybody. Next chapter is 15th chapter. Please invite at least 2 people to listen. And as I mentioned, Swami Advayananji is taking Vedanta Vijnana course in ashram. Those who are staying nearby can come. At least come for 1 or 2 sessions. First 2 sessions are free. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, Mundaka Upanishad chapter 18. So you can attend only one. So you can come with me. I go from Ghatkopar, but at least first session, those who can just come, it's free of cost. Please come and see what is the experience of listening, going to ashram in Saraswati Nilayam where Gurudev, taught, Guruji studied, so many Swamiji studied, the vibrations there. You can see ashram if you have not seen the ashram. Come at least for the first, which is on the next Sunday, 10:30 to 11:30. No charge. First 2 Sundays, Swamiji told, let people come and see what is the experience. You can have lunch there. Nice one. Those, I'll put the message today again. And those who are interested later on can join. After that, there is a study group also there, but it's a different experience having in person. Today we find there are 50 people. I am going and seeing on YouTube, there are 100 people watching the videos. So, but live is live. Transaction happens in life. So there are other, we also want a lot of volunteers for study groups. At Swatmananji has put the message for a study group sevaks. So please read this message. Those who can, can come make it, please make it. Next Sunday, we will see some Guruji's small PPT is made on this subtle sattva, how it binds. Very subtle, very important message. That PPT we will see next time. Again, Navratri greetings to all of us. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much.